been a fan of reading Tintin and Hardy Boys and always loved adventure. So this happened when I used to study in UK, and I had always wanted to go to the US for a visit, do some adventure there. So of course, being in a budget that we used to be in, I could never imagine buying a ticket to go to US. But I used to tell all my friends that I would love to go to US someday. So it just so happened that a friend of mine, who happened to be a son of a senator, of a US senator, who was an exchange student in UK, offered me a free ride. He said, would you like to take a free ride to the US? I said, of course, but it's on a ship. I said, sure, let's go, all the better. So we drove down to this US naval base in UK, and we were greeted by this big fat general, the captain, Captain Schwarzkopf with his big cigar, and he was like, welcome boys, how do you do? There's been a small change of program, I said, what's that? Well, the ship that you guys were going to go in is already sailed, so we're going to go to the US in a sub. It's like, what sub? Like in submarine? I said, yeah. Are you guys okay with that? I said, sure, let's go. That sounds pretty exciting. So the next thing, we were going down the hatch of the submarine, and we were shown to our bunkers, and next thing, we are diving down. We are diving down in the depth of the ocean, in the Atlantic Ocean, and we set sail. It was quite fun inside, and we got friendly with all the people in the submarine. I even got to know how to operate the submarine, the various functions of the submarine, to the extent that in the next 3 days, I thought that, it's kids play, I can captain the whole thing, it's so easy to operate. So I got friendly with the captain, I got friendly with various operators in the submarine, and I got a job as a sonar operator in the submarine. Now, sonar is equipment used to detect and navigate a submarine, and I was wearing a headphone, looking at the round screen, gazing at it intently, looking at the pings and the pongs. During that time, I forgot to tell you what time period it was. It was around 1989, 1986, 87, when there was heightened tension between the USSR and the US. And when I was operating the submarine, I could feel that tension at the captain's bridge when they were talking about what was going on between the two countries. Apparently, there was a nuclear standoff between the two countries, and the threat level in the submarine was taken up to DEFCON level 1. I knew a little bit about threat levels. DEFCON level 1 means imminent nuclear strike. And these guys were already punching in their codes in the submarine to launch the nuclear missile, the ICBMs. And I was like, this is not happening. And while I was on the headphone looking at the sonar, I heard some strange music. I was like, is it a music? What's happening? And I listened to it very intently, and it was a song coming from the depths of the ocean. And it was a song from John Lennon. It was like, imagine all the people living life in peace. I was like, oh, okay, it's trying to give me some message. And then, after some time, I could see the flickerings on the screen forming into a happy face. It formed into a smiley, and it actually winked at me. I was like, whoa, what just happened? What was that? And after that, the screen changed into stop this madness. And I knew what was going on. I was smart enough. So, so the next thing, what I did was, I told the captain, you have to stop this madness. There is something more than this. We can't launch this nuclear strike and end this world. We have to stop it. And the captain, of course, and there was a lot of argument between us, and I could not stop him. I just could not reason with him. So the only thing left for me to do was, there was a guard standing next to me. I picked out his gun and I shot both of them, the captain and the first officer. I had to stop this madness from happening. And the next thing, after that, I tried to contact this creature that was trying to be in touch with me. And after a little bit of electronic meddling and all of that, I saw the creature appearing inside the submarine. And it was the shape of John Lennon. And it said, you have to stop this madness. And I said, who are you? What are you? He said, well, just call me John Lennon. We have to stop this madness. To cut the story short, we did a lot of things. This creature was a creature which explained himself as a creature which has lived on Earth longer than the human beings have. And he did not want the Earth to be ruined. He said that you are not the only intelligent creatures who live on this planet. We are not a carbon-based being, but we are more intelligent than human beings. And with your madness of this nuclear war, the entire planet is going to be destroyed. So he said, what can we do? So we came up with a plan. So I said that let's do one thing, let's send a message to President Reagan and President Gorbachev to stop this madness. So we typed out a message to them, a kiss and make up. Otherwise, we will not give you power. So this creature obviously had some superpowers, and he blacked out the entire Earth. There was no power on Earth for the next 4 hours. And after 4 hours, we surfaced the submarine. We came out of the hatch, and in a small transistor radio, we were trying to listen to BBC. And after some time, we finally got some, static coming onto the BBC radio, and we heard. In a freak incident, what has happened is the whole world was out of power, and whatever reason they said, they blamed it to the solar flares or whatever it is. But in another related or unrelated incidents, President Gorbachev and Ronald Reagan were seen kissing each other at some event. And we were like, oh yes, we did it. So this is how the world was averted of a big nuclear disaster. And what happened after that was, of course, that the Berlin Wall fell down, and Gorbachev and President Reagan actually became very intimate with each other, and that's how we know that the gay rights laws were introduced in this country.